Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother Canada updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Casey Amanda. Casey, thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day like Casey, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so yesterday, William revealed that he found a secret butt veto in the little tunnel thing. We also saw it confirmed on the show, so that was fun. But is that why he's been laying around doing nothing lately? He's just like, well, I'm safe for like 2 weeks, so whatever. So since he didn't use it this week, I guess it's good for one more power veto ceremony. And a lot of people were asking, like, if this is just a regular power veto or if it's got something special. Is it like a diamond POV? I'm pretty sure it works just like a regular one, but this one is a secret. So, like, they have the regular power veto ceremony, and then, I guess if he was going to use it, he would go in the DR and be like, I'm using the veto on this person. And then Big Brother would be like, yo, this person's been vetoed. And then the HOH would nominate the renom. But, like, would William be eligible to be the renom? Like, how would they keep that a secret? You know what I mean? I don't know. If somebody gets it, please leave an explanation in the comments, because I'm like trying to figure it out, and it almost seems like he could be a renom because they would have to reveal that he was the holder to make him safe. I don't know. But anyway, Karen and Aika were talking in the bathroom yesterday, and Karen is worried that she's going up next because no one tried to get her vote this week. Oh my god, Karen! No one's dropping your name. So then she's also saying the other side is definitely trying to pull Dre and William in, which is true. They are trying to do that. It's not really working. But Karen is nervous because Dre and William have been spending so much time with, like, Kevin and Bruno and all them because they've been campaigning to them. So then Karen's like, we have to win HOH. And don't forget, Karen's going to have an advantage in the next HOH competition, so that should be fun. Alright, so then Aika and Dre were chatting in the pink room, and Aika's like, just so you know, Dre, Karen's been running around talking about you, saying that you're spending all this time with the other side and maybe we can't really trust you. I've mentioned this before. There's definitely some weirdness between Dre and Karen. So then they agree. Like, Karen makes up a lot of stuff in her head. She is super paranoid. And Dre says when you hang out with Karen a lot, you start thinking things that are not really true. So she's wondering at this point if Karen is the one who's been putting doubts in her head about William. Because she gets all, like, pissed off at William, and then she actually talks to him, and she feels bad for even questioning his loyalty. So she's just like, maybe it's Karen's fault. So Aika's like, yes and no. Like, if you want to trust William, that's fine. She does not. She says that William spends all of his time with Kevin and the other side. He really only talks to Dre and Kevin. She's not feeling that. She doesn't feel like she can trust William. So what do you know? William was freaking lying down with his head on Kevin's lap. They were hanging out for a long time, too. There was some game chat. Kevin was sort of campaigning for Cindy. At first it seemed like no, but then he was, like, subtly working it in there. So he started off by saying, like, you and Dre would be good this week if you just vote out Cindy. But if she were to stay, she would not target you. Jackie? She just might. So then Kevin says, and if you ask Jackie about it, she's probably going to lie to you about who she would nominate. She'd probably tell you that she would nominate Aika and Demetres, but then she would turn around and tell Aika and Demetres that she's going to nominate you and Dre. So you can't really trust what she says. So then he leaves that aside. He doesn't want to push it too hard. So then Kevin's like, you know, it would probably be smart for your game for you to throw the next HOH because you're not really in any danger here. He doesn't know about the secret veto, of course. And Kevin's like, selfishly, like, I'd love for you to win HOH because then I would be safe. Would you? Yeah, he would. But also, he's like, if it comes down to the two of us, if you want to throw it my way, you're all good. All right, we'll see about that. So then William, okay, this is really interesting. No, it's not. The next part's really interesting, but this part's okay. So William brings up that Aika told him in the past that Kevin was trying to make him and Gary jealous of each other, you know, with the whole, like, love triangle thing that was going on. And Kevin is just like, that's not true. Aika just likes to spread all this shit about him and don't listen to her. And he can tell, like, William is definitely starting to get ticked off with Aika. We'll come back to that. But then this is really interesting. So they were talking about William's HOH week and the whole backdoor plan that never happened. So Kevin drops a bomb. He says Aika told him the morning of the power veto ceremony not to use the veto because Bruno would be the replacement nominee. And William's just like, what? He didn't seem that shocked about it. I don't know if he was just like hiding his reaction or what, but we'll come back to that too. So then Bruno, Kevin, and Jackie were in the have-not cave. Kevin shares that he was talking to William for like friggin' 2 hours, head in the lap. He didn't say that part. And and Aika is starting to get on William's nerves. So the rest of the group, they're like, ooh, we like that. Yeah, that's good. Like, we'll just let nature take its course there. They're also really excited about Karen seemingly losing her mind. She's super paranoid, and they're loving every second of it. They just want her to, like, self-destruct on her own. So then they finally decided on an alliance name. They want to call themselves the Peasants because they're hoping that Aika keeps calling them that, and then she, like, unknowingly is calling them by their alliance name. That's fun, right? I guess. Okay. So then they were making a birthday banner for Cindy. So Jackie leaves the cave to go grab some lipstick to make this banner. And Bruno and Kevin are discussing splitting their votes this week. They don't want poor Cindy to leave with 0 votes on her birthday because she's the type of person who would care about that. She would be very hurt. So they're like, we could give her some sympathy votes, but they can't both vote Jackie out because the other side would have a field day with that and totally get into Jackie's head and be like, oh, you're going to work with them? They both voted for you to go. So Kevin volunteers to vote out Jackie. He says Bruno can vote with the house. I mean, there's pros and cons to each side. Kevin can be like, Cindy, jury vote. But then Bruno can be like, hey, I voted with everybody else. So, you know, it goes both ways. Anyway, they're going to tell Cindy and Jackie about that beforehand, make sure everything's okay. All right. So then William and Dre were chatting in the HOH room, and he's sharing some details of his conversation with Kevin, head in the lap. And William says, at this point, he trusts Kevin 100%. That can't sound good to Dre. I would be very concerned if I was Dre. But he lets her know that Kevin told him Aika is the one who told Kevin not to use the veto when they were planning to backdoor Bruno. And Dre didn't seem that upset about it either. What the freak is going on here? Why is Aika getting away with all this stuff? It blows my mind. I don't know. But anyway, I guess Dre is like, well, whatever. Aika was playing both sides, but she's with us now, so who cares? That's the only thing that I can think of. I don't understand why that's not, like, a bigger deal, but whatever. So this morning, it's Cindy's birthday. Happy birthday to Cindy. Bruno and Kevin prepared a nice breakfast for her, which was super sweet because they are on slop this week anyway. Actually, I think their slop ended this morning because Big Brother was like, you guys started your day early. But they already used that excuse when they gave them the day off for Easter, and they didn't know it was Easter. But anyway, they also hung up the banner that they made in the kitchen. Everybody was waiting for her to come downstairs in the kitchen. She came down. Everybody was like, happy birthday! So Cindy's crying, and then everybody's hugging her. Even Aika hugged her, and they've barely talked since the power veto ceremony, and then Cindy like started throwing Aika under the bus. Crazy, right? Alright, so then Aika and Demetres go back to bed, and Aika's like, I feel really bad. I wish that it was Kevin or Bruno going instead of Cindy. And then, what do you know? Cindy comes in, and she starts campaigning hard. So Aika's like, Cindy, I don't want you to go. And Cindy's like, then keep me. Don't send me home on my birthday. Is it Cindy's birthday? I haven't heard that yet. Is it really her birthday? So then Demetres is like, well, you know, Bruno was hardcore trying to get Aika nominated this week. You're really close to Bruno. You're guilty by association, which is kind of like have to get rid of you. And Cindy says, like, I've personally never done anything wrong to you guys. I've been loyal. So she's like, don't punish me for what they've done, blah, blah, blah. She apologizes for all the crap she's been talking the past few days. That's awkward. But anyway, Demetres and Aika are just like, we cannot trust Kevin and Bruno. What are we, you know, if we did flip the vote and save you, everybody's going to be pissed at us because we're going to piss off Dylan, Karen, Dre, and William. And we can't trust Kevin and Bruno. So, like, everyone's going to be against us except for you. So it's really not a good move for them. But Cindy's like, you can trust me. You know, I'll pull Kevin and Bruno in here, get them to promise you safety. And Demetres and Aika are just like, it's just so last minute. Like, why didn't you come to us 2 days ago or even yesterday? We could have tried to help you out. It's true. Like, Cindy really did F up by campaigning to Dre and William instead of Aika and Demetres. It does seem like Aika has kind of a soft spot for Cindy, so maybe she would have tried to keep her. I don't know. But during this conversation, Dre and Karen both came into the room separately, like, to get things, and, you know, it was tense in the air. They could tell something was going on. It was super awkward. They were super sketched out. So after this whole Cindy conversation's over, Demetres and Aika were telling Karen and Dre about it, because they gotta explain themselves. They gotta say what was going on here. So Karen is like, well, who did Cindy throw under the bus? Not you, Karen! Stop it! So then Aika's like, I don't know, Cindy's never lied to me, but Jackie has. And Karen's like, well, I've never had a relationship with Cindy. Like, she definitely still wants Cindy to go. And Aika's like, I know, like, just chill out. I'm just saying she's never lied to me. We're not changing our votes, so relax. So then Dre's just like, it's too late for all this. We can't do this. All right. So then Dre and Aika were chatting alone in the hallway. And Dre's like, you know what? It seems like Karen's working with Jackie. Like, what's going on there? And that's not even true. But anyway, Aika is concerned that Jackie made this truce with her this week. And it appears that she made some sort of deal with the other side as well. So, like, can she trust that truce? So they call Jackie over, and Aika asks her straight up, did you make a deal with Kevin and Bruno? And Jackie's like, well, you have to see where I'm coming from. Which is a big fat yes. So then Jackie says, Cindy's working with them too. So Aika's like, well, alright, what are you going to throw the next HOH? Jackie says no, I'm gunning for it. So Aika says, who are you going to put up if you got deals with both sides? What's going on here? So Jackie says, Dylan? She wants to try and play the middle. I don't know. Aika does not seem totally convinced. But Aika says, like, I'm going to be so freaking pissed if I send home one of my friends in real life and then you made this truce with me and you F me over. So Jackie's like, give me a chance to show you that we're good. You have to believe me that if Cindy stays, she's not going to work with you. She's going to go back to Kevin and Bruno no matter what she says. I feel like both of them are. I feel like both of them are. But anyway, the feed's cut not long after that. So tonight is the eviction. I know we had this whole, like, woo, right before the feeds went down, but I'm thinking it's still going to be Cindy going. I think it was too late for her to try to do this. She definitely should have tried yesterday, but it is what it is. So Cindy should be going today on her birthday. And then let me know in the comments who you guys are rooting for the next HOH. And until tomorrow, much love.